All right, what is up, everyone? I am here to bring you a very interesting, very important update on Band Protocol, a decentralized oracle that plays in the same space as Chainlink. And I am noticing something incredibly interesting that I think you definitely want to see. So if you like the sound of that, please like, subscribe, comment, and share, and hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads, because we'll be breaking down all the top cryptos all throughout this bull run. So let's delve into this, guys. Band looks incredibly interesting right now. It reminds me of an earlier version of Chainlink where we pumped, crashed, kind of had this upward moving channel, got rejected off slanted resistance, and then looks like it's gonna have a move down. See, look at Chainlink, guys. This doesn't it look very, very similar to Chainlink? Had the pump, the crash, upwards moving channel, rejected off resistance, fell back down, and then pumped. It looks like an earlier version of Chainlink, earlier in the cycle. This is extremely interesting. This gets even more interesting when we look at the technicals, because the technicals look bearish. Guys, the daily looks no bueno. This is the stochastic RSI going down. Is this the daily? No, that's the 6 hour. But the 6 hour looks bad, but so does the daily is the only thing that kind of looks interesting. The only thing that looks good on the daily is kind of the stochastic, but aside from the stochastic, every other indicator is going down. Let's take a look at the 12 hour. Bearish crossover in the stochastic, bearish crossover in the MACD. This looks bad, guys. This looks bearish. Same with the 6 hour. 6 hour MACD ticking down, weighted MACD going down, RSI going down, stochastic going down. Guys, the larger time frames look bearish, and this is a good thing. This is a great thing, because I think Band is doing the same thing, or at least a similar thing. I anticipate that Chainlink was doing, where there was this upward moving channel, got rejected off resistance, had that one final sell-off, that one final shakeout to shake out the weak hands, and then it pumped above its macro descending triangle. And Band is forming the exact same pattern, a macro descending triangle. We're right up against resistance, where we're near it, and we're seeing bearish indicators. So I think Band is going to have another move down, one final leg down to shake out the weak hands, and then perhaps is destined to do the same thing that Chainlink did. At least I wouldn't be surprised if in the long term, mid to long term, it did something very similar, where eventually it breaks out of the descending triangle and explodes. I think Band could do something very similar in the upcoming weeks and months, okay? Now, in terms of an accumulation zone where I would be looking to accumulate, I would start to accumulate Band, because I do think we're going to correct here, anywhere from $8 to $5.30. Now, I know that is a large range, but there is really no telling exactly where we're likely to find support. There's a lot of volume starting to build up, $7.30 to kind of $5, but there's also some previous wicks above right at the $8. So we could at the very least find temporary support at $8. I do think Band is very likely to continue breaking down at this point, and I do think we're likely to enter this purple box. So I would start to look to dollar cost average into Band around these regions. A few interesting things to note as well. In the short term, we're forming kind of an ascending triangle here and more of a micro wedge here. So whatever way we break out of this micro wedge within the next, I'd say 2 weeks here at the most, I think will be very telling for future price action. But guys, the larger time frames do look bearish, so I do think we're likely to have some kind of pullback. Will we break below this green line? I'm not sure, but there is a chance, especially because we look bearish on the larger time frames. Ultimately, the most important thing for Band is getting above and closing above this red line. If and when in the next few weeks and months here, Band can get above and close above this red line, I think it has a very good chance of doing something similar to Chainlink. Band could be an earlier version of Chainlink earlier in the cycle. So if you've missed out on Chainlink, or you feel like you've missed out, Band could be potentially a very interesting play to look at right now. Another interesting thing that we need to keep our eye out for is Bitcoin dominance and the dollar index. Bitcoin dominance seems to be rising a bit right now. Whenever Bitcoin dominance rises, altcoins typically suffer. Whenever it falls, altcoins typically benefit, as well the dollar index, the DXY. Whenever the dollar rises, other currencies such as crypto suffers. Whenever the dollar falls, other currencies such as crypto typically benefits. And the dollar seems to be having a bit of a rally right now. We seem to be breaking above the 20 EMA on the daily, so we could experience a rally with the dollar. So we'll have to see how this plays out. If we continue to move up, that I think that will be one factor that has a negative effect on cryptocurrency. And if Bitcoin dominance continues to move up, that will be another factor that has a negative effect on the altcoins. So we need to keep our eye out for these two things to understand what BAN can be doing, as well. Ethereum and Bitcoin, obviously, we need to keep our eye out for because they lead the market. Whatever they do, the altcoins will follow. So guys, to summarize my thoughts a bit here, I do think BAN is going to have a bit of a correction here. For $8 to $5 would be where I would start to dollar cost average, where I would start to scale into BAN protocol. And I think BAN is very interesting because it plays in the same space as Link, and it looks like an earlier version of Chainlink. So I think we're gonna have something like this where we had where we were right up against that slanted resistance and we had some kind of correction. I would not be the least bit surprised if something similar plays out with BAN, where we have some kind of correction, and then eventually once we break out, you may even want to wait. That's definitely an option to wait for the breakout. You can even trade the breakout. For example, when Chainlink broke out, it broke out, fell back down, kind of messed around near the breakout zone for a little bit. So if one kind of wants to sit on the sidelines or isn't too sure, you could even wait, the next few days and weeks until we see the breakout, then trade or invest into the breakout. You do whatever is best for yourself. But I just wanted to put this on your radar. This looks very interesting. And again, I think. Chainlink has a very good chance of performing long term, and I think so could BAN protocol. I think in the long term, I wouldn't be surprised if BAN hit the low hundreds of dollars by the peak of this bull run. $100, $200 for BAN around the end of 2021 is reasonable in my opinion. Again, I don't know that for sure. I do think it's likely that this bull run ends around the end of 2021. I will be scaling out late third quarter, early fourth quarter of this year. Bitcoin likely to peak out around the end of September, and the altcoins likely to peak out roughly a month after Bitcoin. So those are all the things you need to know to understand what's going on with BAN and the future profit potential. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment, and share, and hit that bell to be notified of new uploads. That is it for now, folks. Take care.